Boom. We are in. We are live. We are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday, people. It's Friday. Yes. Friday is the weekend, and I am super excited, not just because I am knocking back a coffee at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Why am I doing that? Because I am excited. I want as much energy as possible because I have two guests, and two of my favorite people joining me, hopefully joining me here live for Octagon Hype. I've got Akon Wanliss, the quarter finalist. He'll take on Legierski in the quarterfinals of the Tipsport Gamechanger €1,000,000 pyramid. And then, of course, I have also got the one and only Yon Seru. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. And I love Fridays. Again, the comments will be open. I will do my best to jump to them to try and ask your questions to these people. But I'm so excited. I am so excited because these two beautiful humans are joining me. Look at that. Yeah, Akon Wanliss again. He will fight Legierski, the first ever Octagon lightweight champion. What a fight that is in the first of the quarterfinals. And then Yon Seru, breakthrough fighter of 2023. Charismatic, exciting in the cage, just a superstar through and through. For me, somebody that I'm excited to speak to. I don't think I've ever spoken to him on an interview, which is crazy. I've spent a lot of time with him at events. I've interviewed him in the cage after wins, but I don't think we've ever had like a one-on-one on the Octagon Hype. So I'm excited to speak to him, and I'm excited because these two guys are fighting on this card. This is the biggest card in the history of the Czech Republic. It's also the biggest card so far. And I say that so far because we know what's coming in Frankfurt in the Eintracht Stadium. It is the biggest card in the history of Octagon. And look at it from top to bottom. The rematch of the century, Vermola versus Vey. And what I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do is I am going to break down Octagon 15. That was the first. That was the fight of the century. That for me, it actually was my first Octagon event. The first time I ever watched a full Octagon card was Octagon 15, and it was because of those two guys. And then my eyes were open because Apollo was on that card. Apollo is on this card as well. That's amazing. Didn't even think of that. You had people like Kike Brito, Gabo Bororos, so many big fights and big names that came from that card. And it feels like that was the card that sort of lifted it upwards and onwards. You got Kinsel versus Peñas. Who else have we got going on there? Cosmo, Surdu. We will talk a lot about that. That's exciting. Apollo versus Gogaladze. It feels like that welterweight two fights almost feels like a eliminator for what will be the vacant title, and whoever goes forward in that. I can't say whether that is the case or not, but you can kind of see it. I can see Akon down there looking pretty. There he is. He's in the chat. He's there already, which is great. On time, Akon Wanliss. That's amazing. And then, of course, we've got the Tipsport Gamechanger €1,000,000 pyramids. What a way. Look at this. Duque versus Machaev, the oldest fighter left in the tournament versus the youngest. Machaev took out Amikani. Duque took out Garbinski in emphatic fashion, just used his style to dominate there. Legierski versus Wanliss. Boom. What a fight. Korkmaz versus Amikani is on there. Pokorny versus Rock. That got signed. Again, a lot of people weren't expecting that to happen, but it will happen in the Czech Republic. Shamrock will enter enemy territory, and I do not think even he quite understands what that atmosphere will be like, but let's hope it makes it to the cage. Petrashek is back versus Ahmed Sami. Sami from Egypt taking on the legend that is Petrashek. Zavada versus Mazouk. That is a banger. We saw Zavada come back against Hoja Hadjivand in a phenomenal comeback victory. And then Ilbai opening the card against Tripshansky. That is one hell of a fight. El Pistolero versus Slovakia's Tripshansky. That kicks off the card. But what I want to do before we welcome this man into the stream, let's just remind ourselves how he earned his spot in the quarterfinals.
Start fast, Brian.
They have been itching to get their hands on each other. The press conferences have been fired. The face-to-faces have almost rolled over into violence. But now they are let loose. They get to unleash their skills.
Andre saying Reza Madadi in the corner. In spirit, definitely. He will be here. I'm sure he's watching at home. One of the reasons it unfolded now as they come together.
Oh, yeah.
The knockouts, Prince swinging, almost landing here. In and out.
So loose are the hands of Siraj, but so long are the weapons of Akon Wanliss. Look at these big shots, huge shots from Siraj.
Wanliss needs to be careful he doesn't leave himself exposed.
Oh, he's dropped him. That's it. That is it. Steps in and ends it. Finishes it in one and done.
One and done. Let's welcome him now, the man, Akon Wanliss. What's up, my man?
Bang, my G, what you saying, man?
Oh, dude, first of all, what are you, like a hostage in a cellar or something? Is this has got creepy quick? What's going on behind you? Usually you're in this amazing house. It feels like someone's kidnapped you.
What? Nah, this is just my back garden. I'm just cleaning out my back garden.
It's like beautiful, beautiful.
Like sort of vibe.
Oh, man.
Which is like, I need to tidy up out here because obviously it's been winter, like for how long? So it's just been like a dumping ground of like gardening shit and just chairs and workout kit in the back and barbecue on the side. Yeah.
People don't see this, right? People think you just live this rock star lifestyle, like you wear shades and you walk around with a leather jacket with no shirt on all the time, and people serve you grapes and things. But you got to do real man's work as well, right?
I gotta do a lot of man's housework, bro. I gotta do my grass here. I literally cut this motherfucking grass 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago, like 10 days ago, and it's like this long already. I cut it so short. It's crazy. But,
oh my God. Look, we just watched that back. And I got to say, because again, the build-up was one of the most insane build-ups. I've been commentating for over 12 years now. And it's like been in and out of grudge matches and fights and bad blood and all the stuff, you know, crazy promotion. I've never been in such a mad sort of build-up to a fight. The crazy altercation into the, you know, whether the fight would happen or not, even being with you in a hotel when that all finished, then to the point where it comes to your home city, to the point where you enter the cage. And I felt that there was so much emotion entering that cage. I felt like it was whoever stayed crisper and, you know, technical rather than emotional. And I feel that left hook might be the sweetest punch you've ever thrown, my friend.
I've thrown many sweet punches. I've thrown that left hook many times in training. I've thrown it many times in the Jedi Temple. You know, and that was another night to execute and unleash the force. Exactly like I said, what would happen. You know, I said I'd finish him in the first round. I gave him 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and I finished him in 48 seconds. It's absolutely incredible. And like you said, going into the fight, I was meant to fight in Ostrava, and being attacked by his coach, you know, it was a big surprise for me. I was like, what? Like, it was so funny. But I also ran with it. I thought, this is a great opportunity to not only bring more eyes to see it, but almost, you know, to promote myself, to promote the whole thing, but also put so much more on the line and make people more interested in it in that sort of way. You know, I kind of saw it. I seen the silver lining behind it. Yeah, I was hella pissed off that Reza attacked me, and then the fight got moved, and I didn't get to fight. And I just done a full training camp. I just weight cut it as well. You know, I made the weight, and we all know how hard that is as athletes, and people from the outside see that as well, how tough that is. So for me to go, oh shit, I've got to move this and then weight cut again in 6 weeks' time, like, fuck. You know, like, there was some cons to it, but I definitely took it and took all the silver linings out of it and ran with it as much as possible. And I came and executed, you know, and after this tournament, there's one more man that can smoke. You know, he's still out there, but I'll put the nail in the coffin. Sure.
listen. Well, let's talk about the fight as well, because it was under a minute, but it was insane. He came with a lot of pressure, right? He was swinging hard. How hard does he hit? Because he's got this knockout punch sort of moniker. And I know you were covered up and you defended well and all that sort of stuff, but like, did you get a taste of the power? Does he hit as hard as it seems, as his record shows?
He don't hit as hard as me, that's for sure. However he hits, times that by 3. That's how
listen, I don't doubt it. This is one of the things. I mean, even just jumping to that point, do you think with that finish, you have opened everybody's eyes to how dangerous you are in this tournament? Because I feel like, because I saw Legierski step straight to you and Siraj, and I feel like that was because of the styles. I feel like you highlighted that he's going to come for your legs and he try and get you to the mat. That's what I feel is going to happen. I don't know, but that's what I kind of feel. And you two were kind of looked at as strikers more than grapplers. But do you think even just that shot, that power, will have resonated through this tournament with the other quarterfinalists now?
Oh, 100%. And if it hasn't, then, you know, they're missing a few brain cells. Because even if I'm looking from the outside in, I'm like, yo, I ain't standing up with that guy. Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not walking in with my chin out in the air and trying to hit him. If you look at the fight and you look at how I connected with that shot, I was moving backwards. You know, I wasn't planted. I was moving backwards after the right hand and still produced that much power to knock him out. He didn't know where he was for the next 4 or 5 hours. He woke up in the hotel screaming at 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to find me. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? You know, it's a dangerous game. You know, that highlights that too. You know, that could have been me. That could have been me on the other side. Like I said, you know, he has got knockout power. He has knocked out like 30 plus fighters. So I didn't overlook him. I didn't take him not seriously. And I focused on that, staying technical, staying sharp, not letting the emotions get the best of me and stuff. And all them stuff I did is all the stuff that he didn't do. He ran at me and paid the ultimate price. So anyone else in the tournament, you know, Legierski's, you got all the other side of the brackets. I can't even ring off the whole names, but definitely if they come to match up against me, they're going to be thinking, Jesus Christ, yeah, put this guy on his back.
Let's take a look at this, because what you did with that left hook is set this fight up. Akon Wanliss. This will see you take on Mateusz Legierski in the biggest tournament in Octagon history, the biggest tournament that has ever happened in the Czech Republic. This is going down June the 8th, not too far from now. The next tournament, Octagon 58 in Prague. We had a little word afterwards from the Legierski, sort of, and again, I feel like it was just for the promo, making a comment about your lightsaber or whatever else. But we talked about this fight and even broke down some of the fighters before when I interviewed him, when we've spoken outside. Legierski's a good test, right? And this, and even you said in the press conference, if you get this victory, when you get your hand raised in Prague, that puts you potentially as the favorite for the whole thing.
100%. You know, like, before going into this tournament, I see all the comments. I see how people were like, Akon, first of all, you look at everyone's record, outstanding records, you know, and you look at me, maybe me and Lengao, I think we had the smallest records where everyone's got like 20, 25 plus fights. And we had like, you know, I had 10 at the time, 10 at the time. And I think Lengao probably had the same, yeah? So, but obviously everyone had that relationship with Lengao before already in Octagon. So I didn't really like overlook him too much, but everyone has definitely been overlooking me. And, you know, the odds have showed that too. You know, I've been underdog going into that fight with Siraj, and I'm underdog going into this fight. So I'm just making more money, you know?
Are you the underdog? Are you the underdog? Are you the underdog? Because I haven't looked at the odds.
Well, but... Hey, listen, if you want to make some money, you better bet quick.
let's talk.
Before...
Go on. Get your cash in.
Is
that what you say? I get you.
Yeah. Because the last time that we did the face-off, and then the odds went even, and I was like, damn, these Tipsport game-changer people, Tipsport matchmakers, or however, you know, the bettors. They definitely felt the power of the force just in the weigh-in.
Because do you know one of the things I think is people and I don't think if they forget, but they don't realize how big you are for lightweight. Like when you square up, or when you even see you side by side, like I was there in Frankfurt, you came over to do some promo. Aggie was there, Aggie Sadari, Keita was there. There's other lightweights on the card, and you are huge compared to them. So I think that has a big thing to do when people actually see you next to these fighters. And for me, I don't think people realize as well, they see the lightsabers, they see you throwing Jaffa cakes. They don't realize how disciplined and dialed into this you are. And I always talk to people about this because there is a great sort of personality and charisma about you. There's, you know, the fun side, there's the crazy side, there's the silly side, there's the intense side. But underneath it is one of the most professional athletes. And I'm not just even talking fight athletes that I've ever met, because you do things that other people don't do, which is even to the point of preparing your food in the hotel, right? You take an extra suitcase with a halogen ring so that you can cook your own food in your room. That's just explain to people like that process and why you do that, because for one of the biggest fighters in the lightweight division, you always come to the scales with a smile on your face, full of energy, when some people come like and they can barely stand. So just talk us through that and what led you to you know, taking that level of preparation for your fights.
Yeah, as you said before, you know, about when they finally see me and they see how big I am, you know, in this tournament, it's me and Paradis. We're probably the biggest statures-wise in there. But like you said, you see Paradis, he comes to the scale. He missed weight last time and he looks like death. You see me, I'm just as big as him. He's probably like, what, 1 inch taller or something like that. But we're not measuring dick sizes here, you know. It is what it is. And then, but then the difference in demeanors is a big tell of how bad that weight cut was, almost, you know what I mean? And I think it's just down to the meticulous behavior and the dedication that I put in. No stone is left unturned, even down to the flight, the preparation. I bring my own food. So everything that I'm eating through camp is the same thing I'm eating on the reload. It's the same thing I'm eating on the cut down. The same thing I'm eating in the airport is because I've cooked it. You know, cooked it, prepped it. I know exactly what's in it. I know how my body's going to react to it. And that's the same. That trickles all the way through my training. You know, like I know exactly what I'm training. I know what the plan, the structure, my mindset, the recovery. Everything is all meticulously looked at because, like you said, I'm a professional. All I do is live this life as a professional fighter. And yeah, there's glitz and glamours here. Sometimes you see me wearing shades, wearing some crazy stuff, walking around looking like a Jedi or a Sith, holding a lightsaber or a toy. These, you know, Siraj put it a toy. Where's your toy? Where's your toy? And then people get lost on that. People even get lost in the stripping. You know, seeing that I used to strip for so long, and they go, oh, like Bannock said, oh, he's just a stripper. He's just a dancer. And then you know, that fight went how that fight went. So I think underestimating me is one of the most dangerous things you can do. And if you've been underestimating me within this past year, since I've nearly a year since I've been knocked again now, is it? Coming up?
Just about, yeah, coming up. So yeah.
So fast. Just about, yeah, coming up fast. Then I think you're in trouble, you know? So I know what I bring to the table. I know how dedicated I am, and my people and my friends and my family, my coaches, we all know how dedicated I am, and that's all that matters, you know? I train, I am one with the Force, I am the Master Jedi, and I will throw this life straight through the Tipsport Gamechanger.
You'll be proud because in the other room, my daughter just finished school and she's watching Return of the Sith with my wife because my wife's a mad Star Wars fan. And finally, from going to Disneyland, Alice is now watching them. So I know nothing about them. So there you go. Let's move away from Star Wars. Let's talk about what is next for you, which is Legierski. So talk to me about this fight. What excites you about it? What do you think he brings? And you know, what do you think you got to be aware of on June 8th?
Well, I'm super excited about this fight, obviously, because now I'm in the quarterfinals of the Tipsport Gamechanger. That means just 3 more fights left to become crowned the champion. Also, with Legierski, he's undefeated in Octagon. You know, that's a great prospect to be able to take out. I'm also always searching for that next tough test, that next challenge, that next step up in my career. Like, you've known me before Octagon, and you know I don't shy away from challenges. I try and test myself at the highest because that's where I regard myself. I regard myself as one of the best. So I must fight other champions. You know, to become the greatest, you need to defeat other champions, not just other random fighters. Do you know what I mean? So that's very exciting that I get to fight somebody like that. Like, when I beat Legierski, you can't turn around and say, oh, he's just no respect to my skills. And that's kind of what was happening before the Siraj, because all that happened was I beat Gogachoki inside the Octagon. Nobody knew about him. And then the no contest, where everyone had their opinions about that fight, everyone was like, oh, what has he done? You know, he's in the Tipsport Gamechanger, but what has he done? So when I beat Legierski, you know what I mean? I beat your first champ. Then what? You know, so I'm super excited about that. And what he has to, what I see his keys to victory are, he has to take the fight to the ground. As everybody says, that want to see my ground game, they want to test my ground game. And for him, he has to be able to take it down and keep me on the floor, look for submissions, all that sort of stuff, right? But we all know, I mean, me and you know, that ain't gonna be easy. You can't hold me down. First of all, you have to get past the stand-up. And if you do, then, listen, I can wrestle myself. You better watch out that you don't end up on your back. I got dangerous ground and pound. I got dangerous submissions as well. And people will find this out come June the 8th. That ain't somebody to be played around with.
And again, on that note, you're not someone to be played around with. All your victories are finishes. All of them are and they're devastating finishes. They're like highlight reels, every single one of them. What's your prediction for this? What do you see as how you can finish Legierski? What's your key to that route of breaking his unbreakable record so far in the octagon cage?
Legierski's getting finished. He's going to choose his death. If he comes swinging in, Shiraz shocked me, to be honest. I thought Shiraz was going to be more tactical, being a guy that's well-versed, stand up. So, and I've been shocked by many guys in the cage. I thought they're going to do one thing and then do another thing. So I always used to predict that I'm going to, hit him with the high kick or hit them with this. So I used to predict every single move, but you never know what they're going to do. So if Legierski comes out swinging and tries to capture me with his long lunging strikes, then he's going to get knocked out. If Legierski tries to grapple and wrestle with me and end up in a grappling exchange, then he's going to get choked out. Either way, he's going to be finished. And that 100% finishing record is going to be staying intact and the force will be unleashed. Boom. Lightsaber bouncing off his chin. That's the prediction.
That's the standard quote, right? Let's talk about this as well, because the setting, and again, I've known you outside of Octagon. Now you're in Octagon. You started in your first fight was in the Stvanica in the open air stadium against Gogo Tachuri. Now you're going to be back in Prague in their new open air stadium, which is a football stadium with nearly 28,000 fans in that arena. What does that do for you? Because again, we've talked about your career and even where it's been and where it should be, and the fighters around you as well. You got Leon Edwards in your camp. You got Fabian. You got Tim Weil. You got all this. For me, I've always felt like you're one of the best kept secrets, or even the worst kept secrets, because you should be on these big stages. So, what does it feel like to be preparing for that moment of walking out in a stadium? Not many people can say they've fought in a football stadium, and you will do it June the 8th.
Yeah, it's exactly where it's supposed to be. These are stuff that I've dreamed of, like I said, talking about going to Birmingham. The universe guided me in that direction to be able to co-headline in my hometown, to be on that main card, to be right there at the top in my hometown. I can tick that off. Said I've done that. Maybe go back and do the rest that I wrote down on the board, but in due time. And then obviously to fight in front of a crowd that's like in a football stadium, that's absolutely epic. It's absolutely legendary. And it's one of those things where, as normal as it feels, I will have so much gratitude and pinch myself after it's said and done. After I've gone out there and performed, I'll be like, wow, damn, that's what I did, So I'm looking forward to that moment of sitting down after the fight, after I've unleashed the force. I've got my Jaffa cakes in my hand. I got my lightsaber by me. I got my family. I got Daniela next to me. I got you buzzing. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to that moment very much so. And having the stadium just adds a little bit more cherry on top of the cake. So yeah.
Again, this Tipsport Game Change, it feels, and even from watching last season, it feels like it's part of these fighters' legacy, right? It's like a chance where you can stand shoulder to shoulder, face to face in the cage against the best in your division in Europe and prove yourself. But then you add the settings. It's like it's not the stages are living up to what this is, and so you've got Prague and Eden, but then, and I don't know if this will happen, but surely it has to, and I'm not going to pretend to be a genius for guessing it, but 55,000 seats in Eintracht in Frankfurt fits time-wise for what would be the semi-finals. So do you even dare to look forward? Because I actually don't know. I know that never a promotion in Europe has ever gone to a football stadium twice in 1 year. That's a record for the promotion. But I don't know how many fighters in the world have ever fought in 2 football stadiums in 1 year. Do you ever think forward? Do you ever like, and some people say, I just think about what's in front of me, but do you dare to think forward and think about, you know, and manifest that? Do you dare? Do you think about it?
100%. Like I manifested all of this before it even happened. You know, before I had anybody that was in the Game Changer, before I knew about anybody that I'm fighting, I already manifested that this is going to be one of the biggest moments so far in my MMA career. I'm going to be fighting in front of massive crowds, massive stadiums, stadium shows, sellout arenas. That's why I said it feels normal, because it's come to this point where, you know, I knew about this Tipsport Gamechanger like Christmas, right? And since before Christmas, I had a little whisper in my ear, and I already was manifesting it from there. I was already preparing myself and envisioning how the process is going to be. And now it's playing out in real time. So I do dare to look forward. But when I'm in camp, when I'm in this section, when I'm in this time, 3 weeks away from my fight, all that I'm focused on is beating Legierski. That's literally what's in my head. I know where I'm going June the 8th. And that's, boom, that's where it stops. And then from there, I'll move on to the next challenge. I'll move on to the next focus.
We'll talk about some of those challenges in a second, because I actually want to go through the other quarterfinals and just get your thoughts, just your instincts on where you think the cards might fall in those ones. But I want to talk to you as well about your kind of relationship with the Octagon fans, because I feel like there's some that love you and there's some that don't as much now, and I feel like there's a journey to go on, because I know you, and I even when I speak to my friends and my family, like, if people could just see what you like, who you are, like the amazing person. I remember the Octagon Challenge thing, because I talked to your last manager about getting you onto that, and I'd seen all the stuff about being in Marbella, being a stripper, and all this. I was like, maybe the personality won't fit for this thing. And you arrived, and you were so easy, and you were great with everybody, and everybody was buzzing about this. And I want fans to feel that from you. What do you think you need to do to cross that bridge, to show people not just what you do in the cage, which I think is important, we've said that already, but what do we need to do to get Octagon fans to see Akon as, you know, as I see Akon?
Well, first of all, if people want to get to know me a bit more, then you can check out my YouTube channel, you know, Akon Wanliss, all one. Check out the YouTube channel. You can even go back and watch about the Octagon Challenge. You can see this beautiful man. He's in the Octagon Challenge in some of my vlogs as well, where we go and eat at sushi and all that sort of stuff. And it's great memories. And it's also a great insight into me, into my personality, and a deeper side of me. So if you want to check that out, check that out. But also what I think is with Octagon fans, they really take their fighters as heroes. And I love and respect that. And that's probably why I didn't get enough, or didn't get much respect from them, because of what I said before. When I said I've come in, I took out Gogotroki, they didn't know who that was. I had a no contest with Banik, and they loved Banik, and they were like, well, you know, you fouled Banik. You know, nobody really liked me because of that. And then obviously I come on and knocked out Shiraz. Nobody knows who that is in Octagon. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like now when I fight Legierski and I get a great performance, a great victory over Legierski, you will see that they'll probably accept me then, and they'll be like, you know what? Okay, Akon's all right. You know, he's cool. He's cool. But like I said, if you want to really get to know me and see my personality and stuff, then it's all over. It's all online. You just go check it out. Like, Instagram's not just the place to be. You know, let's throw some photos and stuff like that. But the long form videos, you can definitely get to know me a bit more better. You know, and even stuff like this, like, you know, doing podcasts and Octagon hyped. Jeez,
let's go.
You know what I mean? Octagon hype and stuff like that. So.
Oh man, listen, well, you get my stamp of approval. I gotta say, because I really mean it. Like, being near you and around you, and I know what people see as the glimpses, and you're quite right. I don't see many fighters doing what you do as well, the extra work. You edit all those videos, you film them, you're constantly building this, and you've done it for years. I remember somebody sending me a video of you like 10 years ago with a crazy haircut in the room, just like making this video. But that for me says as well what you do, that what maybe some other fighters don't do, which is the complete game. Understand that it's not just about what happens in the cage, but building that brand, building that relationship with your fans. So much respect for that. I've got to say as well, this is exciting because I want to get your thoughts on the other fight that's on your card. So this one will be Duque versus Machaev, Spain's Duque versus Austria's Machaev. Machaev beat Americani to come into this quarterfinal. Duque was the biggest underdog, I think, in the card. I think that's right, against Grabinski, and he took the victory there. What's your thoughts on this? Who do you see taking this one with those two?
I think it's a tough fight, but I feel like Machaev, I knew he had a lot of skills, but I didn't think he would take out Makwan like he did. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I said it before and I say it again. I felt like Makwan kind of didn't give away the fight, but he has this problem with the gas tank, and it just once you can't breathe, you can't fight. And then he got caught with the shot, which put him to bed. But throughout the whole fight, Makhachev was just awesome. He was defending the takedowns. He was dominating the striking. He was putting out some great skills, for which I kind of knew he was going to be able to do that anyway from watching. I've seen everybody who joined the tournament, but against Makwan, that's a great scalp, and a good
way, like getting the finish in that third round as well. That's a way to put a stamp on it, right?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing, you know what I mean? And that's not something I'll brush past. I feel like getting the stoppage against, if his career finishes now and he's beat the UFC vet Makwan Ermani, then that's a big feather in his cap. So shout out to him. But what were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, but who do you think is going to take it? Who do you think, Duque or Machaev?
Yeah, I think Machaev can get it done. With Duque, I don't. From what I remember, it was a really close fight with Grabinski.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I was even focusing too much on it. I don't know if it was too much of an exciting fight. I remember that night I turned up and I was kind of just like, yeah. I was more, obviously I wanted to fight in the cage myself. All that happened, all that drama. But I wasn't really impressed with a lot of the performances until it came up to Paradise's fight with
Korkmaz, yeah.
Korkmaz. I thought that was an amazing performance from him. Shocked everybody. I thought he was gonna. I thought Paradise was gonna blast straight through him, and he struggled. He nearly was out. And in fact, if I remember, I swear the Grabinski fight was good.
It was because Duque does, back and forth. It was the whole thing of the striker trying to stay standing and Duque trying to get it to the ground. And Duque, for me, showed tenacity and heart. And there's a different motivation for him. He still works full time in the docks. He still works in the shipping yard in, I think it's Gran Canaria that he's based. So this is like a part-time thing, but the chance of changing his life with one tournament. So that for me rang through. And I again, but I'm going to get you to pick. Come on, pick Akon Wanliss. Who's going to win?
I'm going with Machaev. You get me?
Okay,
you can't be part-time in this job. You can't be part-time.
I tell you what, somebody's just put this through as well. They reckon they're calling it for the final. Wanliss versus Machaev in the final. Wow, that's a shout. There we go. Let's see this one as well. Say again?
He's on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, he's on the other side, so he would meet whoever on the brackets this side. So let's check the next ones. So you got Keita versus Bogdanovic. I can see Yon Seru in the bottom there as well. Yon, I'll be with you in 1 second, my beautiful friend. We're just going to talk about your best mate in a second. Keita versus Bogdanovic. Now you were there for Keita versus Aggie. What were you surprised with that fight? Because there was one thing you said to me it was when we were waiting for the elevator. You were like, I hit harder than Aggie. There was a look in your eye. You was like, I hit harder than Aggie. And do you think Keita, that is the most trouble we've seen Keita in? Do you think that's kind of taken that invincibility away from him, that performance?
Invincibility, I didn't put invincibility on him anyway. He's a man, and everyone, like someone said about, I keep talking about Siraj, but the question was, how are you going to beat the Afghan heart and stuff like that? And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter where you're from or, you know, where you were born and that sort of stuff. It just matters about two men inside the octagon, inside the cage, and fighting with their skills, you know, and heart testing the power of the force, you know, and that's all that matters, you know. So going against someone like Keita, I said, you know, if I touch him, he goes sleep. We know that if I touch him, he goes sleep. And then now we look at the ground game. You know, fair play. He's very explosive. He's very wormy. A lot like myself. You know, like you take me down. I'm very, very wormy. I'm hard to hold down. You know, so he did a great job with that. And he had himself in a lot of trouble, but to manage to fight back through it and get the victory, which a lot of people would say was controversial. But I still give him 2-1. You know, because he win the first two, and then the last round was definitely. Nearly got finished. Yeah, definitely Aggies. So he rightly so won that. But there's no invincibility about him. He's definitely very beatable. And if he manages to get through Predrag, which is, I know my prediction for that is, I believe he will. If Predrag can't get past the stand-up, if he can't get past the stand-up, I think Predrag's the easiest person in the tournament. Like, no disrespect to him, but I just feel like him versus Nifuka was just that's the fight that made me go to sleep. I was like, oh, I was really shocked by it. You know, Nifuka versus Predrag. I was like, damn, I'd eat both of these boys at the same time. You know, but hey, let's see what happens between Predrag and Keita. It could be very interesting because if he does get him down to the ground, I know Predrag is probably better than Aggie on the floor from what I've seen. You know, the stiffness of the competition, you know, one's a Cage Warriors world champion, one, you know, I don't know what promotions he's fought
15 and 1 SBC, so Serbia. Yeah. So
Serbia, but you know, how level is that? I don't know how high level Serbia is, but I definitely know he's a grappler, right? And he comes in there and he shoots for the takedown. He's tall as well. He's tall and long.
He's a big, definitely. Then last one, so you're picking Keita and then Paradisa versus Torres. This is a great fight. This is a great fight. What's your thoughts? Who takes this one?
I think Paradis has got this one because Torres has got a hole in his on the ground, you know, and at least Paradis has got that little bit of, you know, you've seen it against Legal. He can switch and just take down. Like, he's not the best there, but he's decent enough. You know, and you can use that length, use that range. And, you know, I don't like the way that Torres comes swinging in because you do that to me, you know, you see what happened. And I feel like Paradis has got that as well. You know, he can step off. He can step off a counter. He can hook counter. He can step off and slip and hook and throw his flying knees if he times it right. So I'm going with Paradis on that one.
And last one, and then I'll let you go, mate. It's been good to talk to you. What's your dream final?
My dream final?
As in, like, who do you feel like you can work your way through to claim this crown?
Paradis. Me versus Paradis in the finals. Let's go. You know what I mean? I beat Paradis, then I'm undeniable in this. That's the champ. That's the current Octagon. That's the lightweight champ. That's it. The belt's frozen. That would be what a fight that would be. Oh my God. Gotta beat the champ to be the champ. So let's go.
Oh my God. Listen, Akon Wanliss, I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you for everything you're achieving this last year, even more than a year. Go through the Octagon Challenge as well, and everything that you did on that, because you were phenomenal, was brilliant. I am looking forward to seeing you on this big stage. Always looking forward to seeing your walkouts, and yeah, spending some time with you as well, my friend. Not spending time on you. That's not my job. That's Daniela's job, right? Let's leave that.
You better hope you didn't hear that. She come pressing through the window like.
Listen, my man, have a great day, and people check out his YouTube channel. Any last words for the Octagon fans, Akon?
Much love for you, and may the force be with you.
You are the man. Take care. All right, blessed. See you soon, my friend. See you soon. Take care. And Akon Wanliss, what a guy. What a guy. Look, speaking of what a guy, let's take a little reminder. What can I show you? I've put some videos. This is an easy one. Let's show you and remind you just how badass the breakthrough fighter of 2023. Born in Moldova, made home in Romania, actually went there without being able to speak the language. Literally in school, only spoke. Oh, look at that, forward with the right hand. Now big knees. Oh my goodness, Surdu applying the pressure. Oh, the right hand, that's it. Yon Seru
Dracula! He wished for it, he got it, and he finishes Lahore here inside a round. There you go. Smiling watching that was the main man himself. Let's welcome him into the chat. Yon Seru, how are you, brother?
Hey, what's up, mate?
Oh man, do you know what? It is always so good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Whereabouts are you in the world? You in Poland? You in Romania? Moldova? Are you on Mars? Where are you, Yon Seru?
I am a man of the world, you know. Now I'm living in Poland all the time, like 4 years. So yeah, I'm in Poland here. I'm training, I'm living, and all stuff.
Do you know, since you've joined Octagon, and I remember when we first met and you were part of the Tipsport Gamechanger, there is something magical about you and Octagon. I don't know if you feel this, but there is a bond you have created with fans, with the promotion, with all the people in and around it. And it's highlighted by you winning Breakthrough Fighter. That was voted for by the fans. What did it mean for you as a fighter to get that award, one that was voted for by the people that, you know, cheer you on?
So, you know, yes, I feel that I have some connection with Octagon fans, with Octagon owners, with all the guys. So yeah, I feel great in Octagon, and I hope I will stay as long as possible. And about winning that breakthrough, why we don't have a nothing? Look. Why I don't have nothing?
You can have mine. You can have mine. I'll bring you it. All right. It looks like some weird sex toy, but it is an award. All right. I'll give it to you. You can have it.
I don't need a euro. I need my one. You know.
Oh my God. Look, and again, this journey through Octagon so far has been highlighted by those performances in the cage. You are so like nice and chilled outside the cage. Then literally Dracula arrives and this bloodthirsty, crazy monster arrives and does what he did to we saw at Lahore.
I say too, when I feel the blood, I go to finish them. So that is my job. I love to be in the cage, but my job is not stay so long because we are not paid like for a fight, for a long fight. We are paid for just go finish and go home.
What drew you to fighting? What is it in your family? Who introduced you to it? Because like you are born for this.
No, my family never was a sportsman or something like that, you know. So I'm the first one, and I don't know how it happens, but all my life I was in some sports like football, like all sports, volleyball, all sports with the ball, you know. And when I go to Romania for a Lyceum, there I meet one guy, Stanislav Grosu. By the way, he have a fight today in BKFC in United States.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a crazy guy. He's the real tough one and the real G. No. And he all the time talking to me, let's go, let's try. I never was in some combat sport until 20 years old. Never step in the gym or something like that. Never in my life. At 20 years old, I go there just for watching, just for seeing how it's going, and I feel in love.
That's insane.
Yeah,
like you'd never even, you know, been to a karate class or a boxed or anything.
Never.
That's almost unfair. To be that good.
You know, all my friends, not all my friends, but some of my friends are they was watching some boxing, Tyson, all the stuff, kickboxing too. You know, I never watched that. I preferred football. I prefer something else. But you know, at 20 years old, something happens in my head, and look at me now.
Listen, I got lots to talk to you about, but people are putting some questions into the thing as well. And this is something as well. I talk about it in, I don't know what you watch as far as the fights, but I remember when we first met as well, we went through your tattoos. And they've all got a meaning. There's like a journey, and they are phenomenal. Like, I didn't want to stare at you too long, but even the ones from your wrist all the way through and the journey that it takes you on. One person has a question that's
Mammoth Infographs. What's the story behind the buffalo tattoo?
Oh, it's a simple story, you know. There is a Taurus. Yeah,
Taurus,
I'm
yeah.
Taurus, yeah, and in these parts are Carpats, mountains, Romanian Carpats. The same time here it's reading like never no. Here it's I try to translate in my head now, you know. So better live standing than better die standing than live on the knee.
On the knee.
Yeah.
Good quote.
Yeah, also.
I love it.
In part I have symbol of Buddha, you know, which means like a calm and do what you do. And
yeah, which do you cover that up when you fight? Like, don't look, brother, I'm about to kick someone's ass.
You know, in every man, every people, I think so. It's something inside like a monster. So we just have to escape them.
I love it. I love it. But look, let's talk about what is next for you, because you are fighting on the biggest card that's ever happened in Octagon so far, the biggest stadium they've ever fought in, and you are fighting an icon in the Czech Republic. You're taking on David Kozma, the former and longest reigning welterweight champion. This all goes down in that Eden Stadium, June the 8th, just 3 weeks away. It's so exciting. What a great fight. Like, as soon as that was announced, and you were in Ostrava for that, so that's David Kozma's hometown, but everybody, when the graphics came up, they were hitting each other on the side. Like, it is what I've dubbed the people's main event. There's many great fights on there, but that one is phenomenal. How excited are you for it, and to face up against a legend like Cosmo?
Yeah, you know, it's a big opportunity for me. I wanted the fight after my last fight, which one didn't was in didn't go how I wanted, but you know it happens. So after my last fight, I started reading on Twitter and on Instagram. So I wanted that fight because I needed that fight. As you know, we don't have a champion in our welterweight division, so we have to choose one, and I know that I can be that one. Yeah, Cosma, it's a legend. Cosma, it's a big name in Czech Republic. But you know, if you want to be the legend, you have to beat the legend. So I think so. It's my time. After 1 year in Octagon, I have a lot of nice memories there, but future sounds good.
What do you see in his style? Like, he's got a very specific style, and it's worked well, particularly over 5 rounds. So he's sometimes been in trouble in the first or second, and then he's found a way to, you know, dominate towards the end to get those victories. He's been in some of the biggest wars in the cage as well. Over 3 rounds, do you think that is to your advantage, because you're a quick starter? You hit hard and you come out fast. Do you think that's where the key to victory lies in your style?
You know, like a fighter here is not something special, but in the same time, it's a special one because you have an extraordinary stand up and all the time make a pressure, all the time trying going to the legs. So he's not so fast, but he's kind of fast one. At the same time, the biggest he's I don't know how to say. He have a big heart. That is the most important thing to his style. He have a big heart. He is a real warrior. He have a lot of experience. He was in hard fights, like hard wars, you know. But he all the time he have a good autopilot. If you watch the fight with Brita. Man, it was 4 rounds, and in every round he was dropped like 3-4 times, and he all the time go forward. I don't know how it's possible that. I really not understand that one, but and Brita, if he didn't finish him in 4th round, I think it's a 5th round, Cosma can finish Brita because he was exhausted.
Exhausted, yeah.
So, yeah. You have a good cardio, you have a good autopilot, you all the time go forward, you have a good experience for sure. all crowd it will be for him. Maybe not all, but like a 90% it will be for him, you know. But I love to be in such of places. I love to be in the cage where all the time all the guys are from my opponent, and yeah, that's it's kind of motivation for me, and I have to go there and I have to improve myself and I have to show all my skills.
I think there'll be quite a few people cheering for you. I think that's the type of character and
For
fan base
sure,
you've
for
got.
sure.
I believe it. I believe it. Is this going to be the biggest crowd you've ever fought in front of? 27, 28,000?
Yes, yes.
How does that feel? How does that excite you?
Oh man, I'm so excited because last time I fight in O2 Arena, and that was the biggest crowd in my career, you know, and it was a little different because I didn't expect that I would be such a popular there after 3 fights in Octagon, you know, and there was a waiting, all the people there were, no, it was real crazy, and now, you know, I know what I can expect it for. So I think so, I will be more focused and more going forward. And after that, for sure, we will celebrate with all the crowd. And for sure, after that fight, I will put on my name much more fans and much more nice guys.
Have they said to you that if, because it looks like, and I'll put the card up 1 second. Let's get the card up. It looks like that Cosmo Surdu, Apollo Gogoladze, it feels like that is an eliminator for what will be the deciding for who will finally claim that crown. Because I think it's definitely over a year. I think it's nearly a year and a half we haven't had a champion in the Octagon welterweight division. Have you been told that if you win this, you will get the shot at the title?
Yeah, of course, of course. After the fight with Lahore, we're talking with my manager, and I was third on ranking, and Veličković was for the final game changer. So after the fight with Lahore, I talking with my manager, and we say that we will not take any fight, just fight for the belt or interim belt, you know. But Octagon calls with a good proposition in O2 Arena, and you know I can't say it no. I love to fight, and yeah, but you know I will tell you something. If I'm a big guy, and if I don't have to lose such of weight, I can fight every week because I love to fight. For me, fight is like a party. You know, all training camp, all stuff until the fight. Weight cut is the most harder, but fight for me it's part one. Yeah, so yeah, after fight with Lahore, I talking with managers, and we say that we will fight for the belt, only for the belt. But it was another one. You know, God had another one plans for me, and yeah, I'm ready to win Cosma and go to take my belts for sure.
So that would mean, and again, let's just put that back in there. Apollo versus Gogoladze potentially could be the other one. Who do you think wins that fight?
You know, I think Gogoladze can win that fight. He is not such an experience, but he have a good striking, good grappling, good wrestling. He's a tall guy. He is a big one. I think so. It will be much bigger than Apollo. But in the same time, Apollo is so good fighter. He have experience on all the all the world. You know, he has have a big real experience, and the same you can't know what he will punch, what he will kick or something like that. And the same, I saw a few fights of Gogoladze because I prepared for him. So you know, if Gogoladze didn't finish the fight in first round or first minutes, after that he had a not big problem, but he had a problem. So I think so Apollo can win by decision, but if it will be like a knockout, I will not be surprised. In the same time, Apollo never was in knockout, just one time I think so.
Boxing, yeah.
Yeah, in boxing with Mazuk. and trust me, I know how Mateusz punch.
Have you trained with Mateusz?
Yeah, he was in the same time he was for a training camp in our gym, so I feel it. I know how he punches, easy punches. I don't want to fight with him, brother. I don't want to fight with him with the small gloves. He's a crazy guy. Yeah,
He's moved to middleweight now. That's good. He's gone. He's gone.
we're all the time in our gym kidding because when it's some easy word drills, we all the time say it. Oh, like a Mateusz, easy word. yeah.
That's great. That is great. Again, let's talk about the Tipsport Gamechanger as well, because you were part of it last year. And Velichkovic went on, and I know that's one you want back, right? You want that fight back. And he stepped away. He's got married. Congratulations again. That was last week he got married. But if you get that belt around your waist and he comes back, he has to be the #1 contender because of winning the Tipsport.
He will be the #1 contender. I wanted that fight. I needed that fight. So I wanted that fight. I needed that fight, and it will be that fight for sure. Surdu Velichkovic too. It will be on the biggest stage for sure.
That's almost like destiny, right? Because you were so upset with the way that one finished, and it gave us one of the most dramatic moments ever in the cage. And it was like a coin toss. Whoever just managed to turn around or stay back in took it. But I know how much that hurt you, that loss. And seeing him go all the way, were you surprised he went all the way or impressed?
I'm not surprised that he win that whole tournament or something like that. But in the same time, he showed good skills, and in my head, that lose with him is the most painful of all my losses, And I know how I feel it in fight. I know how it's going the fight, and I know I saw him eyes when I hit him like a easy jab or something like that, But in the same time, I know where was my mistake, and I work on my mistakes all the time. So I need that fight. I have to have that fight for sure.
I'd love to see it again as well. It would be a fantastic one. Now, I am always, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, so excited when I see you come on the card, and I'm always excited when I feel a genuine honor, like calling your fights and being part of what you create, because it's so spectacular. But there's my favorite moment of yours, Yon, wasn't in what my favorite moment of yours was not in the cage. I just want to show you this, so let's talk about it.
Yon Seru is coming. Nyní přichází Yon Seru s FaceTimem.
We'll be contacting him through.
So look, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause it because now listen. I've got to explain. So this is my favorite, and I've done it. I've edited it, so it's not done by the brilliant editors in OKTAGON. But basically, Daniel Torres got through to the next stage, the quarterfinals, and he had to go to hospital. So his manager was on FaceTime to you. And you got to come up on stage. Let's just relive it. Let's just relive it, Yon. Let's see, how do we get that back up? Let's go.
Don't come. Okay, nice.
Last year.
So that you took that spot, and as you can see it, you're on the phone to the manager. Now, what I've done here, Yon, what I've done here.
In 3 seconds, I realized what I do. I fucked up.
Look, but let's relive it, because what I've done is I've edited it so Ronnie Paradis, one of your best friends, comes up next. But I've zoomed in so people can see what is going on with you on this phone, because this for me, I cherish this. I cherish it, Yon.
If you know, they just kept lining up next to one another as they were picking. But welcome Ronnie Paradiser.
Here he comes, Ronnie Paradiser. What a guy, what a legend. But let's zoom in. Let's just take a little zoom in.
Tell us what you're thinking now, please.
And look at you.
I've discussed who I should face off against.
Look at your face.
And we haven't really done who I should choose.
So you can see something's going on there.
And my colleagues' opinion.
So you zoom in and look, you can see now you're talking to the thing. Look at this. So now I can see the shake of the head.
What I do,
But look, you can see the panic's now. Now that the manager is obviously not happy. The manager is definitely not happy with you, Yon Seru.
No,
Look at your face.
No, me too. I was happy in that moment, brother.
And then there's my favorite bit. That's my favorite bit because that's when I saw you and you looked at me and you basically went, I fucked up. I fucked up. Let's put the sound back
colleagues
in.
And my team, so that we have something to talk about for the rest of the conference. And Ronnie Paradiser is choosing Daniel Torres.
What's this?
XKSW champion.
Yon, how is manager now? Satisfied?
No, I fucked up. Yeah.
Oh my God. True story. But for me, you were helping. You were just trying to help, right?
Yeah, I just tried to help. Yeah, but at the same time, I give to Torres the hardest fight in his
Not
life.
just the hardest fight, but one of your best friends.
Yeah.
What did the manager say to you afterwards? Did you speak to them or have you seen them since?
Yeah, I called him after that and I say sorry, apologize, but I understood something else, and he's a real great guy, and he looked at me and said, nothing serious. In the same time, if you wanna win the tournament, he need to win with everybody, So
100%.
That's kind of true. But look, at the same time, he can. I think so. If he chose Duki, he had an easier fight than Paradiser.
But listen, like you said, this tournament is the row of killers, so you got to go through it. Yeah. And I didn't want to embarrass you there, but it just made me very like just your face on the phone. So I apologize, my friend. I had to share it because it is my favorite moment outside of the cage. But it's now put. Go on.
Sorry. So now you know, and all the fans know, when I'm there, it's never boring. every time. Fight, interview, something else.
You are the man. You are the man, Yon Seru. Let's talk about Ronnie as well, because you talked about Ankos and the training that goes on over there. He's now based over there. His rise over the last 12 months has even more than that, maybe the last 18 months, that run of fights and finishes that he has gone on to claim that title and now to be in this thing. I've seen you emotional at the cage side, like cheering him on, getting, right behind him. What's it like having him as part of your team? How good is he as well, Ronnie?
He is real good. He is a real good one. He have a special striking. He's have a so heavy hands and legs, much heavier than a lot of guys in 84 kilo or 93 kilo. And every time I'm talking to him, and we're working a lot, we're working together because he feel good with me, I feel good with him, so we help each other. And before fight for a title shot, we're working after fight. He come in changing room and he say, "Oh, fuck that! I didn't feel any punches, He look at me. I didn't feel any punches, but when you punch me, I feel it too much, two times stronger or something." And for that, I saw him. Come on, you are fucking crazy. Yes, he is a real tough. He is a good one. He have a good wrestling, good grappling, stand up. It's one of the best, I think so, in lightweight division. Southpaw. I think, in my opinion, he have all the chance to win the tournament, and finger crossed for him, and I will help him how much is possible.
He's huge for lightweight as well, right? Like watching him make that weight cut, and then I stand on the stage as well when they step back on the scales, and the scales are live, and he's sometimes 11, 12 kilos heavier from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. It's a hell of a weight cut. Do you think he'll stay at lightweight, or do you think this tournament, when he's done it, then he'll move up, or his body will make him move up?
I think he will stay in lightweight. Who knows? Maybe not so long, but 1-2 years for sure. He will stay in lightweight, and after that, he will have to go to welterweight and he have all what he needed for the welterweight. He is taller than me, you know. In lightweight, he is bigger. He is big one. In welterweight, for sure, he will be the same big one because I'm a big guy in welterweight, you know. So he will be real good one. But I think so. In next 2 years, he will stay in lightweight for sure. Maybe after tournament or maybe after defend the title a few times, maybe he will have some options to UFC or something like that. He is a young guy. He is one of the biggest prospects. So yeah, all doors is open for him now. It's just about his team and about what he wants.
That Ankos gym has become one of the best gyms in Europe now. You look at the fighters that go there, even people that take part of their camp out there to go and train with you guys. Vermola goes there sometimes, right? Do you ever get any rounds with Vermola?
Yeah, of course. When he is in Ankos, we all the time train together. I'm Vermola with the Mahmoud Muradov, the same we have. So yeah, of course.
What do you think of this fight? Because he's got this he's the main event at this biggest tournament in the Czech Republic's history, biggest tournament in Octagon's history. It's the rematch. His Velichkovic fight is this one with Attila Vey. The way it sits with you, Velichkovic, is this loss against Attila Vey. What do you think of what's your thoughts of him coming into this, and what's your thoughts on who will take the victory in that fight?
I think it's a big fight for him, but at the same time, it's a big motivation for him to win the rematch. And I hope he will win that rematch. And in my opinion, he have a big chance because after that fight, he was an active fighter. He all the time was there. He know how popular it's in Czech and Slovak. So how fans like him or something like that, you know. But if you look at that Attila Vey, after win with Carlos de Mola, he instantly was a big star, the famous MMA fighter in Czech and Slovakia. And after that, I think so he didn't have any fight. I'm right?
He boxed, so he did a couple. I think he boxed Kinsel and he boxed Eric Spicely. So again, it was 14-ounce gloves and 3 rounds, I think. So
different kind of experience, not of such of a big crowd, you know. But I hope that Vermola will get that rematch for sure and after that, if you look at Vermola, it's after hard knockout last one, you know. And I think so that it will be. I think so that was good one for him because after he is a smart fighter, he is a experienced fighter, and to the all experienced fighter and smart fighters, every lose it's a much more lesson than every win, you know. So I think so he get all things, all stuff right, and now he will win the fight.
Listen, those are their predictions for that. What's your prediction for your fight? I'll let you go after this because yeah, I've eaten enough of your time. What's your prediction for the fight with Cosmo?
I don't like to make a prediction, but I hope that Cosmo will be in the greatest form in his career because I want in front of me the biggest and the hardest stuff, the toughest fight in my career because that fight it will go me to next level, and for sure not only media or something like that, but I know he is a skillful, but I'm much more skillful in not only stand up, wrestling, grappling, and all stuff. So, you know, I want to improve myself. I want to show all my baggage, all my skills, and for sure there it will be very, very noise crowd, and they have to watch a real show there because for that they are, you know. I am a guy who go in the cage and all the time make shows. It doesn't matter who will be in front of me. It doesn't matter I will lose, I will win. I will go there to improve all my skills and to win the fight. I will try to win the fight, and for sure I will win the fight. So, and how I say all the time, don't blink on my fight because if you blink on my fight, you have to lose. You can lose all the fucking fight. So, yeah.
I love it. Listen, I love it. Also, in fact, last question. There is one more, because outside of becoming one of the most exciting fighters in the cage, I think you might be the most stylish outside of it. Like the hats, the Peaky Blinders outfits, the suits. What outfit have we got lined up? Have you already got your post-fight press conference outfit sorted for this one?
Of course, mate, of course.
Are you going to let us in? Are you going to keep it a secret?
I'm the kind of fighter which one loves to prepare something small things, but in the same time, that small things make a difference, In our business, it's not enough to be good in the cage. It's not enough to be good only in the cage, only make a chaos or something like that. You have to talking good, you have to looking good, you have to make that something for the people. I love to be there. I love to looking good. I love to talking with you and with all the public. So I think so. I'm the man there. It will be one-man show for sure. Trust me. So it will be a great one. Starting from the waiting and ending to press conference after the fight.
And then the after party, of course, right?
Oh, let's go. I can't wait.
Yon Seru, I think this is and I'm sad that this is the first time we've actually done a proper interview. You are the man. I always thank you for your time whenever I see you. And it's great to see you sort of just around the events, but it's even better to see you when you're ready to make that walk and into the cage. And on June the 8th, you will make the walk into the stadium, the football stadium, in front of 28,000 fans to take on David Kozma. So excited for that. So proud of everything you've achieved, and I'm grateful for your time. So thank you.
When I was a football player, I all the time want to play on such a big stadium, But look, dreams come true, I fight at such a big stage. It's like all in the same time, stadium, but the same time different eon. So yeah,
it still counts. It still counts. You still make that walk. You'll still perform. I'm excited. Listen, Yon, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in Prague, okay?
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it, and see you soon.
See you soon. Take care. What a guy. Yon Seru. Wow. Honestly, it's hard to describe. When you meet some people, they've just got more than the fighting style. They've got the charisma, the personality, and then you see the attachment they have with the fans. And for me, that was highlighted when he won that breakthrough fighter in 2023, voted by you guys. So yeah, appreciate him. Appreciate Akon Wanliss. This is the card that is up next, June the 8th. You can join us for what is the biggest tournament Octagon have held to date. This will be in the Eden Stadium in Prague. What a card it is. Vermola versus Vay2, the rematch of the century. Kinsel versus Peñas. Just been announced as well that Chepo, Vlasto Chepo, will be the substitute fighter should either of those guys fall out of that fight. Cosmo versus Surdu, rightfully all the way up that card. Apollo versus Gogoladze. Then the Tipsport Gamechanger will take center stage. The €1 million tournament quarterfinals. First up, above that is the Duque versus Machaev, Legierski versus Wanliss. We will find out who our semi-finalists will be, one half of the semi-finals at least. Korkmaz versus Amikani, they will be the substitute should anything happen with those guys. Pokorny versus Rock. I don't know what you guys are thinking about that fight, but I cannot wait to hear the crowd, and I'm sure it is going to be very one-sided in favor of Pokorny, but I am looking forward to seeing how Shamrock soaks that up, because it's going to be unlike anything I feel like I've ever witnessed or felt. Petrushek is back. Milos Petrushek taking on Ahmed Sami. Zavada versus Mazuk. We heard about how hard Mazuk hits. And then, of course, Ilbai versus Tripshansky kicking off the card. Germany versus Slovakia. That you'll be able to join us for. You can watch it live on octagon.tv or DAZN. And people, that is it. I will be back. And I said it again. I'm going to break down the fight of the century. I'm going to go back to Octagon 15 in the next week or so, and I'm going to go through exactly why that was such a pivotal event, give you the heads up as to why this rematch of the century is equally so important, and more to come. So again, if you've joined me for this one and held all the way through, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the questions. Thank you to